Everyone at home would be so confused. They'd be like, what just happened to this poor girl? For everyone at home who missed all of that, we're going to be doing some fun things with the blocks today. If you don't have a block, that's completely okay. All these movements can be done without them. I double-checked and triple-checked. Everything can be done without a block. You don't necessarily need them. I recommend them because in some areas they can add a level of complexity that you might need, and they can add a level of support that you might need. Go at your own pace. You can also use other support systems as well. It doesn't necessarily need to be a block too. Anything that you can step on, hold, use, or just don't use them, but we're good there. Today's kind of theme or overall gist is we will be focusing on control and stabilization. So what that means is all of our movements are going to be kind of slowed down a little bit. I know sometimes I can rush a little bit through because I'll look up at the clock and be like, oh my gosh, we're running late. But today's class should take the normal 40, 45-ish minutes. We will be doing things at a slower pace, so it'll be kind of like a countdown, doing things with our breath, and then moving on to the next stretch. If you have any trouble in any areas of any of these movements at all, please feel free to ask, push back into your own modification. Just do whatever's comfortable for you. I don't want anybody getting hurt. There is a portion of today's workout where you have the option to stand on the block. If you have any issues with stability or balance, please feel free to stay on the ground. I don't want anybody getting hurt today, but just making sure you're taking care of yourself, going at your own pace, doing things at your own speed, and the way that your body is happy and comfortable with. With that, let's go ahead and get started. Coming back, pushing into our child's pose, knees wide on the mat if you're looking for a bit more of hip support. Finding our breath here. Feel free to take that box breathing method. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold, and repeat. Taking this time to bring awareness to all 4 corners of your body. Might try wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes, feeling your forearms pressed into the mat. Might try rocking side to side to add a little bit of mobility through your hips. Using this time to set your intentions for today's class. Exhaling any tension that's built up throughout the day. Trying to completely relax here. Taking one more deep breath in. Let's go ahead and rotate those palms to where they're facing the ceiling. Lifting those forearms and trying to touch your back, giving yourself a deeper stretch through your upper thoracic area. Slowly trying to deepen into this stretch through every exhale, reaching a little bit further up your back on every inhale. Letting yourself take one more big deep breath in. Exhale, lowering your arms back down to the mat, palms facing the floor, walking your hands to the left, finding a stretch through your right side body. Trying to walk your fingertips a little bit further to the left on every inhale. Slowly letting yourself sink deeper on every exhale. Should be feeling this through your right shoulder, maybe a little bit through your hips. Letting your fingertips walk a little bit further to the left. One more deep breath in. Exhale, walking back to center, coming all the way to the right. Finding a nice stretch through your left side body. Still feeling this through your shoulder and armpit area, that serratus muscle. Trying to loosen your upper thoracic area a little bit more. Making sure we're breathing into this stretch. Deep breath in. Your next exhale, walking back to center, coming up into a tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists, knees under hips, pushing through the heels of your palm. We're going to start our cat-cows. Inhale, lifting that chest all the way up to the ceiling. Expanding through your lungs and in your stomach. Exhale, squeezing that core. Bending your spine all the way down. Pulling your belly button up by a string. Inhale, arch, chest to ceiling. Exhale, squeezing that core, lifting your stomach all the way up, pushing through the heels of your palm. Inhale, chest to ceiling. Exhale, arching that spine all the way up. Go ahead and walk your fingertips out a little bit further. This time we're going to inhale, coming all the way down to our extended cat-cow stretches, finding a little bit more of a stretch through your lower back here as well. Exhale, pushing back, finding a child's pose. Inhale, lift, upward dog. Exhale, pushing back to child's pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, push back. From here, we're going to take our forearm, twist it perpendicular in front of us, taking that right hand. Bring your fingertips to the temples, doing our favorite chest opening stretches, letting that chest open to the right side, lowering back down. Inhale, lift, finding length through that elbow. Exhale, lower. Remember, slow and in control, making sure we're really maximizing that stretch, squeezing through our scapula. Still breathing into these stretches here. For one more. Really lifting. Exhale, lowering all the way back down. Coming back up, finding our tabletop position. Doing our extended chest opener, reaching all the way up to the ceiling. Lowering back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Still pushing through the heel of our left palm, keeping a slight bend through that elbow. Keeping our weight off of our wrist joint. And last one, lifting. Bring our arm all the way out in front of us, fingertips pointing to the wall in front. We're going to breathe and wrap our arm all the way around our back, looking for a stretch through that shoulder, and bringing it back to the front. Arm wraps around back, bringing it back to the front. Doing 3 more of these. Two. And last one, reaching all the way around as far as you can. Bringing that hand back down, finding your tabletop position again, repositioning if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Go ahead, bring that hand down perpendicular. Bringing your left fingertips to your temple and expanding through that chest. Trying to keep our hips centered. The only thing that we want moving is our arm and our upper back. And last one. Really trying to stretch, finding length through that elbow. Exhale, lowering back down, coming all the way back up into that tabletop position. Fully extending that left arm out straight and up to the ceiling, length through fingertips on your inhale. Lowering back down. Lift and lower. For 2 more. Last one. Really reaching through those fingertips, bringing your arm forward to the wall in front of you. We're going to sweep our hand around, reaching it all the way around our back, trying to find a stretch through that shoulder, and bringing it back to the front. Arm wraps around, and reach to the front. For 1 more. Reaching in front and lowering all the way back down. Let's go ahead and grab one of our blocks. If you don't have one, that's completely okay. We're going to put this block under our right knee. Coming up still in that tabletop position, but we're going to kick that left leg back. Lifting through our left glute, staying strong through our right. We're going to slowly lower down, finding a push-up position. And exhale, pushing all the way back up. Inhale, lower. And exhale, push back up. Staying strong through our core here to help us lift ourselves back up on that push. Using those triceps. For 1 more. Lowering our leg all the way back down. We're going to put the block under our left leg now. Just to even it out, doing the same thing for the other side, lifting that right leg all the way up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, pushing up. Staying strong through that right glute. Squeezing through your core. For 2 more. And last one. Lowering all the way down. Promise we're not done with the blocks yet. Go ahead and take that block, putting it behind your left knee. You're going to squeeze it to the back of your hamstring. Kicking that left leg up and to the side. We're going to do a few hydrant pulses. Lifting that left leg up, staying strong through the right, keeping a slight bend through your elbows. Careful not to put too much pressure on your wrist joints. And one more. Go ahead and move that block to the side. Lifting up that right hand, finding length through your right fingertips, kicking that left foot back. Heading straight into those bird dogs, length through your fingertips and the tops of your toes. Should be a straight line, staying strong through your core. And exhale, bringing that knee to your elbow. Inhale, lift, looking for length. Should be a slight burn in your glutes. Then crunching knee to elbow. You'd think these get easier by now. They don't. If you guys were wondering, I'm shaking too. For 2 more. And last one. Bring that arm all the way down, stepping that foot the outside of your hand, coming all the way down into that low lunge. Slowly letting your hips sink further into the floor. Remembering to breathe. Feel free to bend that back leg up, reaching your arm all the way back and grabbing those toes. One more deep breath in, lowering that back foot, bring our arms out in front of us. Do a few openers here, opening to the knee that is bent, closing, challenging our balance. Ooh, if this hurts your knee, feel free to put a block underneath of it. For one more. Exhale, closing that gate, reaching our arms up and overhead, coming into a reverse warrior. One more deep breath in, wrapping our hands, coming to the front, stepping that back leg up and into standing, finding that forward fold. Bending your knees a little bit. One deep breath in, coming all the way up to standing. Finding length through those fingertips. Deep breath in, lowering all the way down, diving forward. Half lift. Spreading those arms, finding that Y, hinging at the hips, squeezing your scapula together. Lowering all the way back down. Inhale, half lift, arms to Y, squeezing the scapula, and lowering back down. Inhale, lift, hinging at those hips, arms to Y, lowering back down. Deep breath coming all the way back up to standing, finding length through those fingertips. Exhale, interlacing your hands behind your back or just reaching behind your back. Feel free to stay here or come all the way down into a forward fold. Option to bend each knee, alternating, if that feels comfortable. Taking one more deep breath, coming all the way back up to standing. For the stretch, you might need a block, but you don't need one. This is where we'll be standing on them. You can do this without. I will start by showing them without the block. To start, we're going to take that first foot, bring it to our ankle, and stepping it back, making a diamond tap, coming back up to standing. Stepping that foot back, coming up to standing. If you're using a block here, you're just going to stand on that block, step back, coming back up to standing. This will be a sequence flow, meaning we're going to stay on the block, but we're going to change our movement just a little bit. Building off of this, still wanting to make sure that we're engaging at the hips. We're not pushing them to the side. Staying strong through our core the whole way down. Slowing it down could also help. You make sure that you're using the right position. Still remembering to breathe here. For 2 more. And last one. Building off of that, we're going to bring our front leg to tree pose and step back into that lunge. If you'd like to add an extra challenge, taking a tap here and coming all the way back up into that tree pose. Remember that you don't need a block here, so if this is too difficult, feel free to take this to the ground. For 1 more, coming all the way back up. Sending our foot back, finding that lunge. Coming all the way back up, still keeping all of the weight in that right glute. Should be burning a little bit or a lot of it. Coming into those little arc taps. To the side and directly behind you. For 1 more. And our favorite finisher, we're going to bring our hands overhead and just come into knee pulls. 2. Still making sure we're pushing through that right glute. I know it's burning right now. For 1 more. And stepping all the way back down. Go ahead and pick that right foot up. Either staying in tree pose here, giving that hip a nice stretch, or wrapping that foot all the way in front, slowly lowering down, finding that standing figure 4. Take a moment to have a nice breath here. Exhale, coming all the way back up, stepping that foot down, reaching all the way up to standing. We're going to pick that block up in front of us and bring it vertical this time so it's standing as tall as it can get. Promise you'll want it like that. Lifting our left foot up, we're going to tap the top and sending that left foot back, finding a warrior 3. Great stretch for your left hip flexors as well. For 1 more. Last one. Bring all the way back to standing. And diving forward over your feet. Deep breath in. Stepping that left and right foot back. Finding that downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal out your feet here. Remembering to breathe. Deep breath in, lifting that right leg now, finding that three-legged dog. Feel free to keep it here or bend that right knee, twisting those hips to the side. One more deep breath in before bringing that knee to your chest, stepping it to the outside of your hands. Finding that lizard pose. Should be a great stretch for your hips right now. Feel free to lower to that knee if that feels comfortable and pushing that right knee out to the side. One more deep breath in, bringing both hands to the mat, stepping that right foot back, finding one high plank, slowly lowering down, pushing up, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Looking for a deep stretch through that back. And exhale, pushing back. Bring all the way into that tabletop. Just tried to mix tabletop and child's pose, guys. Grabbing onto that block. Now it seems like we just did right side, but we have to do everything on the right side now. Putting that block, squeezing it with that right leg, back into those hydrants, lifting up. Remembering to breathe, wanting our shoulders parallel to the ground, hips parallel to the ground. The only thing that should be moving is our right leg. For 2 more. And last one. Lowering that leg all the way down. Putting that block off to the side. Stretching left hand in front. Right leg kicks back. Straight line from the tips of your finger, top of your head, to the bottom of your toes. As you exhale, you're going to bring that elbow to your knee. And inhale, lift for length. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lift for length. Be sure to breathe. Engaging our core. For 2 more. Last one, extending all the way. Stepping that right foot to the outside of your right palms, coming into that low lunge. Slowly letting your hips sink further into the ground here. Trying to keep that right knee stacked over your right ankle. Option to reach back, lifting that left leg. Don't fall though. One more deep breath in. Exhale, lowering that leg back down. Bring our hands directly in front of us. We're going to do those gate openers again. Expanding through our upper body. Opening the gate towards the knee that is bent. For 2 more. And last one, opening that gate, but reaching all the way back, finding a modified reverse warrior. Hold here for 1 big deep breath in. Exhale, windmill your hands in front of you, lifting up with that left leg, stepping all the way, finding that forward fold. Feel free to bend those knees, letting your body relax before we hit our leg segment all over again. Deep breath in, lifting all the way up, fingertips to the ceiling, looking for length. Feel free to not use your block for this next segment if you found the last time it was too hard, or you want to try it. You can also do that as well. We're going to take that step onto that block, stepping back with our right foot, coming into those diamond taps. Engaging through our left glute this whole time, keeping our core tight. Slow and in control. For 2 more. Last one. Stepping back into that lunge, taking that tap. Feel free to come all the way up, finding that tree pose, and step back. For 2 more. Last one. I'm going to step all the way back, moving straight into those arc taps, lifting to the side, targeting all of the spots of our glutes today, adding in some core. Two more. Last one. And finishing with those knee pulls, bringing our knee all the way in, stepping back. And last one. Stepping all the way down off that block, lifting that left foot up, bringing it over top, slowly lowering down. Taking one more big deep breath in here. Exhale, lifting all the way up, slowly lowering down that leg. Feel free to tip that block back up. Okay, lifting that left foot. Feel free to tap the top of that block. Slowly coming back, finding that warrior 3. And coming all the way back up again. Only 2 more. And last one. Stepping all the way off, coming down, finding that forward fold. Stepping our feet back, finding that downward dog position. Go ahead and lift that left leg all the way to the sky. Option to bend that knee, twist those hips to the side. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring that knee to chest, stepping to the outside of your left hand. Coming into that lizard pose. Option to lower and push that knee to the outside. Deep breath in. Exhale, pushing all the way back to our glute. Coming into that seated position. Favorite stretch of the day. Might feel fantastic. All the way down to your back. Go ahead and kick that right foot up, hooking it over your left. Pulling that leg closer to you. Sending hands to either side of your body, letting your hips fall to the left. When you're ready, coming all the way back to center, unhooking your right leg. Lifting your left, grabbing onto the back of your right leg, rocking side to side if that feels comfortable. When you're ready, go ahead and send those hands to either side of your body, gently letting your hips fall to the right. One more deep breath, coming all the way back up to center. Unhooking your left foot, bringing the soles of your feet together. One hand over your heart, one hand over your stomach. Going to meet here for our last few breaths of class today. And this time to bring awareness to all four corners of your body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Feel the back of your head pressed into the mat. The rise and fall of your chest. You might try box breathing here. In for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 4. Hold and repeat. Letting go of any tension or stress built up throughout the day. Setting your intentions for the rest of today. That brings us to the end of today's class. Feel free to stay and stretch. I want to thank you all for coming, and I look forward to seeing you all again on Thursday for our stretch day. Feel free to send me any suggestions. But with that, have a good night, and I will see you on Thursday.